Hello 1T1. In this lesson, we'll be doing MEL5, creating complex objects by combining shapes. We'll be creating this cafe sign logo below. Now look at the logo and write down the shapes needed to create it. You can write down the answers in the spaces provided in your workbook. It's important to plan on doing the logo before you attempt doing it. Once you have completed it, you have to save the file as cafe underscore your name. Alright. And you need to export your work as a raster graphic, or rather as a Big Mac graphic. Alright. The name will be cafe logo underscore your name. So let's get started. So go to Inkscape. So the first thing you need to do, alright, zoom in the canvas. So these are all the tools that you see here, and you'll be using the rectangle tool. Select the rectangle tool with rounded corners. Fill with blue fill. After which, duplicate it. Create another one. Alright, select both objects. I want it such that they are aligned and distributed vertically, alright, and centered horizontally. So I've selected this feature, align and distribute. Once I've done that, I'm going to apply this feature called difference. So select both objects, go to path, difference. So what difference does is it trims away the overlapping parts of the objects, of the two objects. Next thing we need to do, we need to create the cup. So again, I'm going to use the rectangle tool with rounded corners. After which, I'm going to create one more rectangle on top. But this time round, this rectangle has sharp corners. And I will attempt to union them together. Okay, so position them such that they look something like this. Select both objects, go to path, and click on union. So what union does is, alright, it actually welds both objects together, as in metal, alright, welding both objects together. But on closer examining the object, you see that this part is not really a straight line. So what you can do is you can go to path, object to path, edit file and nodes. You can proceed to delete one of the nodes there. So I will delete this node here, and after which you can make some adjustments to make sure that the line is straight. So once you have done that, resize this to make sure that it fits in the space inside. And I'm going to create the handle of the saucer. So I need a full circle. Again, resize this. Alright, you come to this space like this. Resize, copy and paste another circle. Alright, and again proceed to resize it. So now I'm going to again apply the difference tool and then union it together. So these two objects, I will proceed to difference it out first. So go to path, difference, and then I'm going to proceed to union it together. Select both objects, go to path, and then union it. So you should get something like this. Now at the bottom, alright, you have a rectangle to signify that it is resting on a saucer. So this is the cafe logo that you have created. Once you have done it, alright, check that the size is proportionate and it's the same as the one shown in your workbook. So I'm going to proceed to select all the objects. Ctrl G to group it. Next thing I'm going to do is to save it. Save as cafe underscore your name. So once you have saved your work, alright, you need to export it as a bitmap graphic. So remember, all the graphics that we have created here, they are created as vector graphics. So next thing we need to do is to export it as a raster graphic. So how do we do that? So to do that, again back to Inkscape, select the object. Okay, after which we'll select File, click on Export, Export Bitmap. So over here, make sure that the selection tool is selected. Alright, and we're going to browse to the place whereby we want to export it to. So I want to export it to the folder Work to Submit. And I'm going to put the name. The name is as per shown in your workbook. Cafe logo underscore your name. So we're going to put in cafe logo underscore your name. Alright, click on Save. And don't forget to click on the word Export. So once you have done, you should see that there was some things running in the background. So you can close this. Alright, and proceed to close your file. Okay, just save. Alright, and don't forget to upload your work on the SLS website. So go to Student Learning Space. Right, click on Student Learning Space. Alright, log in. Right, so make sure that you upload your work to the SLS learning space. So all the Set 1 lessons. Today you have done MEL5. So under MEL5, right, this is the objectives of lesson. Alright, write down the steps needed to export graphic, write down answer here and export the exported file. Right, your exported file should look like the one that I showed you earlier on. It will be cafe logo underscore your name.